Okay, here we go. It is about time. We've been excited about this. We've been willing to give this a shot. I even made a video of 30 minutes long talking about this card. It is finally legal on Magic Online, and copies are very, very scarce. So I managed to get my hands on 2 copies of the card. Ideally I would be playing 3 of this in order to start testing, but this is what we got for now. Again, the market is not still flushed with copies of the cards, so this is what I could get for right now, and I'm simply too excited to give this a shot. So this is basically it's what it is, unfortunately. If I manage to get another copy of this card, I will try 3 next time, but we're gonna see. Also, if somebody in chat has an extra copy of this that they can lend to me, that would also be very appreciated. But for now, this is what we got. This is what we're gonna start with, and we're gonna give this list a shot. I chose to play a Trinket Mage over here instead of the 3rd copy of Once Upon a Time. This was basically something that I wanted to try out. We're gonna see how it actually works out. But I think that this list has a ton of potential. If you want to hear my thoughts on the card before playing it, you can always go to my stream from Monday. You can find it on my YouTube channel, and it's called Once Upon a Rant. And the first 30 minutes of the stream go over like play patterns that I predict with this card. And now it's time to see them in action. As far as the cyber goes, one thing that I saw somebody in the Discord talking about was Fry, which I thought was very cool. In the past, I have played cards like Celestial Purge, which answered Liliana. It answered Hogak back when Hogak was, the number 1 threat to be answering. Also kills Death Shadow and stuff like that. And right now, I don't think the meta is there as it comes to Celestial Purge. However, I think that Fry is actually in a very good spot. So this card kills not only the fairy, also can be countered, big deal. But not only can it kill the fairy and Ursa, but it also kills Ashiok, which is actually a really relevant card against us. So we're gonna see how this card works out. I am excited to try some new things, and we're gonna see how it goes. How's it going, everybody? Welcome. Wow, somebody already has a trophy. Wow. This has to be like they just 5-0'd literally the first league that literally the first league they played, they just 5-0'd, which is insane. This was also like one of the trophy leaders, if not the trophy leader from last season. So this Matthews person is doing pretty well. Yep. Someone's got to. I mean, not necessarily, because like somebody that's 3-1, especially when there's like a small amount of people in the. I mean, I have to keep this hand, right? We're basically forced to keep this hand. This is what science tells us, right? Fry seems pretty cool, answering Ashik and Ursa, as you said. I'm using it on TitanShift. Oh, nice. Yep. But yeah, no. So what I was saying, by lane, it's because somebody, um, somebody might be, that's 3-1 might play against the 4-0, might get paired because there's like a very limited amount of players. Oh, my opponent is asking whether I'm playing Amulet, and they say that they watch streams all the time and they own Amulet. Sweet, thanks. All right, let's see how this works in MODO. I'm so excited about this. All right, I wonder if we should actually like, have a stop in the upkeep and stuff. All right, let's go. Cast without paying mana cost. Sexy. Oof. Okay. So I guess I get the Garrison two Amulets going to the bottom is kind of brutal. I think that getting Garrison is better than a redundant Gruul Turf. Once Upon a Dragon? Yep, okay, so right there it was pretty cool, right? Like, we got to, you know, see what our hand actually looks like, because we just didn't know. Ugh. Double Valakut. At least they have the Bolt, so that's something. Classic double Valakut hand. It's usually not great coming out of Shapeshift. Amulet would be a great draw. Amulet would be a great draw. Ah, that's not Amulet. Okay, so I'm gonna play the Boros Garrison here. My opponent cannot Acid Moss me next turn. So I think it's correct for me to play at the Boros Garrison because it allows me to play Azusa next turn and play around my opponent's potential other removal spell. Amulet? Ugh, gross. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, now they actually can Acid Moss me, so because they actually can Acid Moss me next turn, I'm going to play both of my tap lands, and I'm going to bounce my ETB and tap land. So if my opponent Acid Mosses me next turn, and destroy this, I can still prime time, because I have exactly enough mana, because that would mean that they are not killing the Azusa, so I can still prime time next turn. Test 2 of Castellano. No, I don't think I like that card, so maybe I'll test it as a one-off at most, but I'm not excited about that card. Yeah, they could have killed Azusa EOT, but like, I mean, if that's the case, then I'm kind of screwed anyway, right? Like, I'm not gonna pack for another Azusa, and even if I do draw another Azusa, I can still cast it and play my lands. So I think it's strictly correct to do exactly what I just did. Force of Once Upon a Time. She can match the cut. Where did it go? 3? Yes, it is. Literally, I could not find more copies of the card. That's like the only reason why I'm only playing. Why I'm only playing 3 copies. It's like I literally don't own any more copies, and the bots that I usually use don't have any more copies. I know that it's the shooter reason to not be playing more, but it's like literally the set came out like 2 hours ago. So you know it is what it is. Jay Lamb, thank you for the follow. Field doesn't really do anything, so I think this is going to be just Simic Growth plus Radiant Fountain. Just trying to make it as unlikely as possible for my opponent to kill me. Then I'm going to play this land and this land, bouncing the Tolaria West. And we're going to serve with Azusa. Get in there, girl. Oh, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I was exactly 1 mana short of hasting that turn, but it's fine. Your play was correct. It's just that you said if they play Acid, they can't kill us. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, if they don't kill it, EOT, I guess. I'll rain on MTGO before Arena has to be a Wizard of the Coast punt. I mean, I'm excited about it anyway. So that's I'm cool with that. If that's considered a punt, I'm fine. Definitely a hilarious first cast of Once Upon a Time. Just immediately bottom 2 amulets. Yeah, that didn't feel great. Gotta be honest, but it is fine. All right. So step number 1. Let's get Pact of Negation. I know that I could play a Titan and I could haste it, but I guess I can still do it. Yeah, sure. Let's just kill my opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5-6, yeah. Opponent just concedes. All right, playing against TitanShift. Now, do I want to braid or not is the question. I think I don't. I think I'd rather have like Trinket Mage and stuff. Even Sage seems better than a braid. Yeah, so we're gonna go with this. How much were those Once Upon a Times? Way more than I wish I had paid for them. I paid 9 tickets for each of those. Susan lost bad attacking. That's hilarious. So good to have such a wild cyber once again. It feels kind of great, honestly. Yeah, I definitely overpaid for this Once Upon a Times, but it's fine. Like, I'm excited about trying the card and everything. So, Diego Carmo, thank you for the follow. I mean, I'm keeping this, right? I am buying 4. I would have paid 15. Excited to play tonight. Yeah. You would have paid 15 for each? Yikes. They were 9 tickets each. And they're probably more now. I mean, I honestly can't tell because there's literally 0 on stock, so yeah, so this is a hand that loses to Damping Sphere, but that is okay. Otherwise, it's a very explosive hand. I don't think Once Upon a Time is going to be like 9 tickets for long though. It's just because it's literally like the first day it's legal. Don't Damping Sphere me, bro. Don't Damping Sphere me, bro. Sweet. Solid draw. We have no lands without trigger. That's just bad beats. Super bad beats. Alright. Rip us. Are MTG drafts also live? I assume so. I don't know though. It would make sense for draft to be live, for sure. So, assuming my opponent does nothing here, what's my best draw? Another Amulet? Another Amulet is my best draw. Asusa is my second best draw. Huh. Interesting that they got a basic mountain. Okay, that's why. They have another green source in hand. But that means they're not acid mossing me, I guess. Eldraine is indeed on MTGO. That was such a clutch bolt, too. It's pretty brutal. Primetime ETV Triggers gifting a tier 1 sub to Elfkid. Alright, awesome. Thank you, Primetime ETV Trigger. Awesome name, by the way. And congrats, Elfkid, on the on the gifted sub. Thank you so much. I could back for Asusa. That means I can't Pact of Negation. I think I just have to like cross my fingers, right? We have successfully entered the cross my fingers stage of the game. I could play Sage for no value, seems worthless. So I think we just pass the turn and just hope that my opponent doesn't brutalize me with Primeval Titans. Hey, P1GG, welcome to the stream. Greetings from LA. Get why it seems so silly at first glance. What do you mean not put? Oh, is TitanShift playing Field of the Dead too now? Yeah, it is. It actually works out very nicely. I was pretty surprised when I saw it. It's kind of brutal that we can't even pact. That bolt on Azusa. My opponent has no idea how that bolt on Azusa, how good it was. We still have a bunch of very good draws. 1, 2, 3, 4 mountains for opponent. Just got back surgery. Now I get to watch one of my favorite streamers. Oh, thank you, Gear. Hope the surgery went fine. What surgery was it? And welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Thank you for the second month in a row. Okay. Not sure I like that. That's not a great ping, I guess, with the Valakut. Doesn't achieve anything at all, really. Primetime or Azusa would be a solid draw here. Wow, just super flooded. I mean, we have to go for it, I guess. But I'm feeling pretty dead. Feeling pretty dead. We only have one land in play too. That was a mistake in sequencing, by the way. I should have played my land first. I don't know if my opponent could have like something dumb. I don't even know what, but so I'm not gonna be able to Pact of Negation anyway, so I might as well bounce this and give myself more lands, more land types for for field, which might be relevant down the line. Hot primetime on primetime action, yeah. Unfortunately, at this point, my opponent's primetime is better than my primetime. My primetime would have been better if I had gotten it like one turn ago. At this point, it's a little bit too late. So we're getting to Larry West and Gemstone Mine, I think. So next turn we're gonna pay for upkeep. Yeah, this Titan is gonna die to this Titan, so that sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I could get Ghost Squatter and just hope that my opponent. Yeah, actually. Desperate moves, desperate times require for desperate needs, I guess. So now we literally just straight up die to we straight up die to Dumping Sphere and Acid Moss as well. But what this does is it allows my Titan to potentially trade with my opponents. So now on draw step, we destroy the Valakut. And now my opponent will need to like have naturally drawn a fetch line in order to kill my Titan before I get to trade. And if I getting to trade is actually good for me, I think. Did they fail to find? Is that what happened? MODO is not telling me whether they failed to find. I think they failed to find. Oh. Yeah, that just kills me. Alright, so I guess anything that I did didn't really matter. No, Kenpochi, because I can't beat my opponent's board, right? So playing around what my opponent could potentially have, it's not something that I can afford to do. I need to play around my opponent's board right now, and the best way to play around my opponent's board is to go to take the line that I took. I already set up another Titan in case my opponent has literally nothing, which is my only out. And yeah, okay, that's enough mountains. So I'm just playing around with my opponent, what I know that my opponent has, instead of playing around with what my opponent could potentially have, because what I know that my opponent has is literally killing me. So I think my play was correct there, and I don't think I want to change anything. Nope. Submit the same. All the cards are available in MODO, yeah. The thing is that bots, the set has only been live for like 2 hours, so bots don't have them yet and stuff, so it's hard to get them. So that's why I'm only playing 2 copies of Once Upon a Time. Big mana matchups make me feel so sad. Well, it's that. It's fine. Mm, this hand is not good enough against TitanShift. I mean, I guess this one's better. We're not looking great, though. The best thing to get ahead is going to be to... draw an Amulet. Like, if I draw an Amulet, I can actually get ahead, which is nice. Nice. Because now I can play Amulet and I can actually hold up Negate. So if my opponent has a Damp Sphere or something like that, that can severely limit my options. I can actually negate it. Oh, okay. That's actually not terrible. Like the Amulet did what I wanted it to do anyway, and now my opponent is basically on a mulligan, so we're at card parity because they traded 2 for 1. If my opponent plays like an Explore or a Farseek, I think I just negate it. Honestly, Once Upon a Prime Time. Oh yeah, Sweatpants. It was so easy, right? It was so easy. I had to go for it because I love the amount someone is always getting paralyzed. Oh yeah, that's fair actually. Um, Probably answer this in the time. So, what do you think about the new green land that you tap it and for to make 4 GG? I think it's going to be great in this kind of deck. I don't think it's going to be particularly great for Amulet. That is the short version. Um, I could Vesuva their Cinderglade just to put an ETB tapped land in play. So if I draw Asusa, I can actually play Asusa and also hold up negate next turn. I like this. Certainly like that play. Doesn't Castle allow a 3 Titan just with Secured 5 Elder? Well, yeah, that's the point. That's why I think that it's going to be great in this kind of deck, while I don't think it's going to be great in Amulet specifically, because our mana is much more awkward. Well, that's not one that we can negate, so... That's also not a good one. Also not a good one. What are my potential draws next turn? I think I use this turn to play a... I think I'm just going to play the basic forest and pass. Yeah, you're going to play it right now, Kevin. Christian with a tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Enjoy your emotes. And if you want to get access to the Cyber Guide, you need to join my Discord channel and link your Twitch to your Discord account. I'm still learning, that's why I'm watching Master. Oh, thank you, Kenpochi. I appreciate it. And glad to have you here. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. Alright. Down to 19. I really want to get to use this. Yeah, that's something that I'm interested in negating, unfortunately for me. One, two, three, four, five, six. I mean, with Primeval Titan, well, we just drawn a ton of blanks. Just drawn a ton of blanks. Yep, my opponent fetching there when they could have used one more turn to attack me down to a 7 landscape shift lethal. That definitely tells me that they have a land and Primeval Titan in hand, because that's literally the only reason why they would do that right there. Now they shock. What? Wait a second. That's interesting. I mean, I'm going to do what I can do here, which is to play my prime time. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess I can do Field of the Dead, Radiant Fountain. And next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Field of the Dead, Radiant Fountain seems like the best thing here. Next turn I can play another Titan and Transmute. Or I can play another Titan and Haste. If I play another Titan and Haste, that would be 8 plus 6, 14, 16, 17. Yeah, that's not lethal. We have only 18 power. Bolt me. Oh, okay. We couldn't have gained enough life to get out of this, by the way, right? That one ping with the scout was, with the Steve, I mean, was exactly what my opponent needed. So I guess that's what they were trying to set up. Unfortunately, I could only Radiant Fountain once, and even if my Vesuva had been in my deck, I didn't have, you know, the cards to do it. So why are they sacking the Valakut? There's literally no reason to sack the Valakut. Maybe they want to think their deck with Druid. Yeah, I mean, so now that I know what happened, like my opponent's play actually makes more sense. Yeah. Okay. GG's. That was a lot of blanks that we drew there. So many prime times. All right, starting 1-0. 0-0, sorry. 0-1. Can't even talk anymore. I would have fetched Gruul Turf over Radiant Fountain, I think. Like, it literally doesn't matter, cheese, right? Like, because next turn, I'm either dead or my opponent is dead. Like, there's no in-betweens. So, like, I just fetched 2 lands that gave me guaranteed value. And, yeah, I mean, I forced my opponent's... oof. A little bit flooded on the pacts over here. I think this is still a keep. So now if we draw, wow, back to back, freaking Valakut. All right, so that's a bad draw. And this is why I disagree with like Frank Karsten's thing of, yeah, just cut a land and play once upon a time instead. I don't think that's quite how it's gonna work for us, at least. Like, once upon a time is actually not a great draw right now, right? And is it worth it for me to play the scout? If I draw steerings, I'm really gonna regret playing this Sakura Tribe Scout out here. Yeah, I honestly think I can't afford to play the Scout here. Maybe I can. I guess it forces the Bolt, which means that then the Azusa it's going to is more likely to survive. The best card deck and the best steering stick. That's a sweatpants. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what it is, right? Are you playing any of the new land? No, Twisting Wombat. I don't think that land is going to be very good in Amulet. We don't have that many green sources. Main deck Abrade. Wow. I certainly was not expecting that out of TitanShift. If my opponent wants to trade here, I very happily will trade here. 100%. That's actually great for us. that's an amazing trade for us. And here I'm just going to reset my gemstone. I can't afford to keep this in my hand. 1 second. I apologize for that, but I'm receiving a call. I will be right back. Hang in there. Apologize about that. We are back now. But yeah, some stuff needs to get fixed in my house, and that was the plumber calling right now. So apologize for that, but you know, it happens sometimes. So my opponent just cast the Searcher tomorrow and they pass the turn. I think that we can still get out of this. Like if we draw another bounce land, we might be in okay shape. We will need another bounce land though. Restmaster with that tier 1 sub. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold, my friend. Gonna play another Amulet, and we're gonna update the sub count. Unfortunately, I lost some viewers there, but you know, can't do much about that. You know, it is kind of what it is. Okay, 5 mana. Is this gonna be Hour of Promise or something? That would be hot. Oh, we're playing against Breach Titan. That's cool. I really like this deck. Yeah, there's the Breach. Man, if we had 1 more mana, I could double. If we had 1 more mana, I could double time walk my opponent. Can't do it, unfortunately. That sucks. I actually need to update the Stream Decker, so let's do that real quick. I think I'm good jumping here. Oh, actually they have the land, so never mind. So we were just dead here. Export Stream Decker. Is my opponent kill me yet? I'm gonna block them so hard here. Just look at this block right here. Just gonna block him so hard. Yeah, we're still dead. Still dead. All right. Sideboarding. And for sideboard, we're going to bring in the Negates, going to bring in the Rex Sage, and the Force of Vigor. Side out the bad cards. Easy. Alright, Stream Decker is updated. We cast it in the first game. So far, every game we've cast once upon a prime time, we've won. I was just testing in a league with TitanShift. Didn't get to cast it against Francisco, but it's been really good so far. I'm 2 in my current league. Sorry to see he's playing against like it again. Yeah. Personally, I think that I think that TitanShift is a better matchup than Breach. Breach is just faster. Like you just saw that like we could have probably beaten my opponent's draw right there. If they hadn't been playing Breach. So I think this is a keep. But we really want this card to get us some ramp, and it does to an extent, I guess. So we're gonna play Azusa on 3, and we're still missing land. Yikers. Seems better than the alternatives, though. Okay, so I guess that we play this because I want to play around Damping Sphere on turn 2. Which we can easily beat. Alright, there's Steve. Nice. No need to expose the Amulet. Well, actually, I can play it out and force my opponent to use their mana here. I actually like that. Okay, so we're gonna just play out the Amulet here. And unless my opponent answers both my Azusa and the Amulet, we're gonna be in a pretty good spot. Damn it, Canister. Amulet is great. You shut up. Amulet is great. So depending on what my opponent has here, we might be still screwed. But I think that I'd rather play out the Amulet, play out the Primetime and Transmute for Pact next turn instead of this turn. Let's get some blockers for a Breached Titan so we don't die. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna bounce and replay the Gemstone Mine. I guess my opponent doesn't care about the 1 point of damage, then I'm gonna do them right here. That's cool. Summer Blue. Yeah. Can we unban Summer Bloom, please? I mean, the only problem with unbanning Summer Bloom is that everybody's gonna start playing Blood Moons and stuff, so. Unban Hypergenesis. Yeah, you guys clearly get how Modern's supposed to go. Am I about to get, like, angered here? Because that would be hilarious. Oh no, Tireless Tracker. Yeah, this card should not be in my opponent's deck. This is certainly not what this matchup is about. If you are a TitanShift player, don't bring Tireless Tracker against Amulet. Like, this is not a card advantage kind of matchup. Like, now my opponent's gonna have like a 4-3, and I'm just gonna kill them. So, but the value, the value is pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie there. But yeah, my opponent's probably gonna die anyway. Two clues? Wow. My opponent got 2 clues. How can they ever lose, right? How can they ever lose when they're gonna be drawing 2 extra cards? 2 extra cards. Opponent concedes. Apparently, my opponent's Tireless Tracker was not enough to keep up with my Pact of Negation and all my dudes. Crazy. They were so close. Yeah, I could even bring a Braid to try to answer both Damping Sphere or Tireless Tracker, but I really don't care about the Tireless Tracker, so we're not going to. Well, G Panta, actually, opponent had 2 clues, so just saying. We're definitely going to keep this hand. Only have 2 once upon. Yeah, kind of. So that's literally all that the bots had. And I paid way too much money for them. My idea was to start testing with 3, but yeah, that's all I could get. If you have one that you would like to share with me, I would be very much into it. Okay, so this is now a turn 2. The only problem is that if we go for the turn 2, then we will actually die to Force of Vigor, and I'm not particularly excited about dying to Force of Vigor. My opponent kind of F6 though, so maybe we're just fine. It does feel like my opponent is very F6'd. Yep, they're very F6'd. Float. All right, opponent concedes. Let's get that turn 2 counter going on over there. No big deal. Well, we all know that Canister is rich, right? I mean, aren't all MPL players rich just by definition? Yeah. All right, I dig. Can we say that once upon a time? I mean, we're gonna see that again right now. Yeah, I mean, the first copy of this card is very good, especially when it's in Europe. It's basically a ley line. That's the way that I see it. Like, it's basically a ley line in that if you have it in your opener, like, it's just nuts. Now, when you top deck it on turn 3 and you're using your mana to ramp and stuff, that is not so good, obviously. But so now all we have to do is we have to stare into an amulet, and we should be good to go. But for when MTGO came back up, they were so expensive. I paid like $9 for each of those, but that was literally like all they had. Like the bots just had exactly 2. Like all the gold bots, which are the ones that I use, that's all the ones that they had. Amulet. You know, sometimes when you're a professional, you know, I called it, right? Like, all we need to do now is steering into an amulet. So I noticed that I'm prioritizing playing the second scout over playing the amulet on that turn, because if I play the amulet instead of the second scout, then first of all, I can't cast the other scout unless I use that as my land drop, and second of all, now my opponent will need to kill 2 scouts in order to prevent me from titaning next turn. Radiant Fountain off the top. Oh wow, bad beats, OP. Goblin guy reveals Radiant Fountain. Brutal. Mines were 11 each, which was around €9 a piece. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. $11 for just like a stupid rare. It's kind of a lot. And now we just win. We would win even without the amulet, but the amulet makes it just easy mode, basically. Like, I have actual lethal right here. I'm going to be swinging with 16. I'm going to swing it for 16, I mean. Opponent sees the writing on the wall. Is this the dude who plays for Thunderous Wrath? I don't know, but I kind of hope so. What do you think of the loads of cheating in Magic Fest side events, mostly sealed? Any ideas of how to fix it? I am not familiar. What is the issue? Like, did something happen at one of the latest events? Like there was like cheaters and stuff. Is that something that happened? I'm honestly not very up to date with that stuff. Mahmet Kalfi with that Twitch Prime sub. Welcome back for the 6th month in a row. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Thank you so much for the continued support. And Amulet indeed. If it's that much online, it's gonna scare and price. I think that it's gonna go down. Right now, it's like it's a lot of the hype. Like as soon as the set gets open a lot, the price is gonna go down. How has this version felt compared to current Amulet version? It has felt pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Karn is way more accessible online. Yep, that's also true. It's much online because the set only has gone up. Yeah, it's literally 2 hours. Adding extra cards because there are no deck lists. Oh, streams Nipinu 69. That really sucks. I don't know. That just it's something that I find so stupid, honestly. But I don't know. Like some people just really want to win, I guess. That really sucks, honestly. That there's so much cheating lying around. Now with Once Upon a Time, I sold my car cyber or I mean, you can anytime you can if you want to. I'm not, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, my friend. But I wouldn't. We're gonna do this real quick. Keep or mole. How do we like this? How many matches? Whoa, chat is going nuts. How many matches do you estimate it will take you to form a solid opinion Once Upon a Time? I have no idea. Literally, there's been 2, and the card has been bonkers. This is the 3rd one now. And I don't know. I don't know what to do with this one, honestly. One of my friend bought 4 fake chalices. Yikes! That's brutal. Wow, that's rough. And the same guy sold a lot of fake cards. Shit happens. Wow, that's disgusting. I'm really sorry for that. Keep for science. This is a science keep. Is that what we're calling it? Okay, this is gonna be a science keep. If I haven't tapped G, you only have 2 lands. Yeah, but if I find the bounce land, I actually have like Amulet on turn 2 plus bounce. The worst part is that we are totally gonna keep this hand. We're totally going to. And the nice thing is that we can pass a turn here. We're totally gonna keep this hand. We are totally going to get there, and then we're all going to be thinking about the fact that Once Upon a Time is just broken and blah 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 blah. Not a sneap, but a skip. Skeptical keep. Alright, I'm not gonna have 6 here because I can Once Upon a Time in response to my opponent playing an Eidolon, so. Rafisto6, thank you for the follow. We can use a guide trigger as a scry. That's kind of bonkers, actually. I hadn't thought about that specific interaction, but that's awesome. Alright, no guide trigger, so no need for me to Once Upon a Time yet. people don't often think that some cards may be fake. Yeah, when I bought my duels, that was like the thing that I was the most scared about. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, if these are fake, they're just fake. Nice. Once upon a punishment. That's exactly what we need. Once upon a punishment. Oh man. It's totally gonna work out just fine, but now this is kind of like a blank in our hand. So I'm gonna play the Amulet and the Scout. Now the question is, do I bounce the Simic or do I bounce the Field? I think I'm gonna be greedy. But it's probably correct play to bounce this. Yeah, we definitely cast a second Amulet. This is definitely the play. So now my opponent needs to kill my Scout. That's why we don't want 4 copies. I mean, I I talked about that at length. So on the next turn, we're gonna get to do some cool stuff. In that we're gonna be able to play the bounce land, and then once upon a time before the trigger resolves, which is gonna give us Searing Blaze. It's kind of brutal. I mean, if we find Azusa off the top, we just win, right? Azusa off the top or from this once upon a time just wins. But what I was gonna say is that if we we can play the Simic Growth and we can float the mana, and then before the bounce trigger actually resolves, we get to choose which one of the lands we want to bounce. All right, 5 looks at an Azusa. Pog. All right, once upon a time is busted. We figure it out, chat. We figure it out. Once upon a time is broken. Figure it out. It was easy. Easy science. Easy science. 20, yeah? If only my opponent had known that they needed to leave that Swift Spear to block. In fact, it's very possible that it was actually strictly correct for them to leave that Swift Spear back to block. Isn't that crazy? And science gets there. 20, yeah. New screenshot never punished. Yep, indeed. Never punished. A story in 3 parts. A story in 3 parts. How good is the second copy? Be right back buying my set. Hoda Drake, thank you for the follow. Wow. That was impressive. That was impressive. I would even say that the power of Once Upon a Time.
It's over 9,000!
That's how powerful the card is. Maratiam, thank you for the follow. Once upon a time there was two. Okay. I'm gonna keep this. Multi once upon a time. Oh no. Is this what I think it is? God damn it. Are we playing against Neobrand with Once Upon a Time? Poggers. Oops. Yeah, we're gonna get Allosaurus. Will you try it for Once Upon a Time list now? Yeah, it's been fine. Okay, I think I will send my current stuff. There you go. Once Upon a Time is what Impulse wanted to be. It kind of is, yeah. Yeah, I guess we got turn two. Am I just a bad matchup? Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I mean, you don't need to imagine that much, right? There's no need to imagine that much. It's pretty obvious that this is a. I mean, you just need to look. No, you don't need to imagine. What do you think of how much copies we will run? I want to start with 3. I'm just having too much fun watching my opponent go off. You know, it's just the worst part is that we had like the potential for a turn 2 here, so I can't really be that mad. It's just that my opponent was very smart and they won the die roll. I mean, we wouldn't have gotten there anyway, but still. All right. So we're playing against Cheese.deck. Like, my cards don't do anything, right? I'm just looking at my cards and I'm like, I guess I would like to have access to a 29th land just to make sure that I hit all of my land drops, but, like, my cards literally don't do anything against what my opponent is doing. Alright, sounds good. Fry for a lab man? No, because they can just draw in response, so... I mean, I can't really keep this, but... Yeah, I can't really keep this. I can't really keep this either. Alright, there we go. Here are the busted hands. So we're gonna bottom the Azusa. I think we're gonna bottom both Azusas, actually. The Scout is not likely to die. And we want to find a blue source. My opponent says, dude, that's illegal. I'm like, well, I think what they are doing should be illegal, but that's besides the point. Did it drop from chest? I bought it from a bot. ELD 72 already? Yep, yes it is. Consistent turn 1 combo is unacceptable in Modern. I mean, it is. I have no idea why this is still allowed to exist. I mean, I'm about to die on turn 2 again. My opponent's gonna have the Pact of Negation here, and I'm gonna be very, very sad. Oh, I guess we win on turn 2. Cool. This deck. Why is this a deck that's legal? God damn it. I just won and I'm upset. This is how shitty this experience is. Like, I literally just won the game and I'm upset that I just won the game. Like, what the hell? I mean, this is a turn 2, a potential turn 2. I have to keep this. Like, I can't bully on this. Yeah, my play is hope they don't have it, plus draw a bounce land and win. So that's my line. That's the line right here. All right, bounce land's there. Fingers crossed, and oh no, we drew one of the cards. I forgot to do the Amulet. Semi-growth chamber. So now I can't kill my opponent, so I have to actually be careful about that. Bounce. Pact. Sousa. Play Azusa. Do this. Float mana. Huh. Well, I guess I'm going all in at this point, right? Like, my opponent doesn't have it. Is there any way that I can not waste this mana so I can get Simic plus Colony or whatever. That's 6 mana, pack for another Titan, get another Titan into play. I get Gemstone plus... Yeah, that seems to be the best. If my opponent has a Surprise Oxidize, then I'm pretty screwed, but that's fine. I'm willing to live with that. Surprise Oxidize or no Surprise Oxidize? No Surprise Oxidize. Yes, I will choose to search. Stronghold, Gemstone Mine. Stronghold goes on the stack. Float red. I guess Echoing Truth gets me. That would be kind of sick. Can you imagine my opponent has an Echoing Truth over there? That'd be insane. My opponent says, so, Once Upon a Time is really broken. I'm going to tell them it's been pretty good so far. Alright, so at this point, Cruel Turf plus... That Azusa card is good? It is. My opponent found out that Azusa is broken. Float white. Float white. Unless they have a fog or something, which I guess they could. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. They have green sources. Okay, we're good. Blue. Blue. Green. Double strike there. Double strike over there. Susa lost but winning. Wow. There we go. What? No. No. Turn 2. There we go. Opponent says GG's. And they die. Who's the turn 2 deck now? Who is the turn 2 deck now, OP? I love how literally every game ended on turn 2. My opponent killed me on turn 2, game 1. My opponent conceded on turn 2 when going from the kill when I negated their Neoform. And then I turn 2 my opponent on turn 2. So yeah, Modern is clearly a turn 2 format. We're playing against perfection. I think I like this hand. I'm gonna keep. Brew Campos, thank you for the follow. Who's ready for the 4-1? Oh yeah, in before. I just lost 0-2 to Xerc 15 minutes ago. Turn 1, meme you out. Yeah, that sounds about right, Malcolm, man. That's how we lost game 1. So I assume also what have also far. Yeah, Jesus, it's been pretty sick actually. It's been kind of awesome. Hashtag no bad matchups. Oh yeah. Neoform best matchup. Yeah, just turn to them when they don't turn to you, and you're gonna be fine. If you have such fast games on a matchup base, you can take a nap. Probably. I would not recommend it, but you probably could. Point at most to 5. I played against this deck when Summer Bloom was legal. As John, it wasn't. Oh no, yeah, the John matchup. Back in the Summer Bloom days, the John matchup was so nasty. Like it was so good for Amulet. That was mostly Sam Black's fault. Like Sam Black and Justin Cohen, they figure out like that sideboard plan against John, which was just the nuts. Like playing like Wormcoil Engine and like Hornet Queen in the sideboard. And then John back then was like, well, I guess I'll abrupt decay your Hornet token. Sure, sounds good. Yeah, the Jan matchup was really good back then. And I don't think it's as good anymore right now, but because like John has gotten so many tools, but it was certainly stellar back then. Super good. Where's Justin Cohen now? I don't think he plays that much Magic anymore. Last time I saw him, he was just like hanging out with. I was watching Matt Nass stream, and he was just hanging out in the back. I guess that he's friends with Matt Nass and stuff. When we play with 4 once upon a time, like test a new card, it's nice to go for copies and then trim down to Jonathan. So the reason why I'm not playing 3 copies right now, it's because the bots didn't have them. If the bots had more copies of Once Upon a Time, I would be playing more. Like ideally, I want to try 3, and then move up or down from there. We barely had K Command at the time. Yeah, I know. Much less Assassin's Trophy. Yep. Ugh, that's gross. That's pretty bad, but we have so many lands that I think I'm going to pick the Ballista over the other thing. Honestly, we might still lose this game if my opponent is indeed playing Niv, because they might they might have access to the card that Surgical is my deck. Just look at this value. EOT Impulse. One Figment, thank you for the follow. Okay. I'll get the prime time there. So my opponent knows about these 3 cards. This means that if my opponent is a little bit careless, we can, like, if they tap out, we can just kill them next turn. I mean, we can't just kill them. We can, like, do a lot of damage to them, I guess. We can just Titan them. Psycho GV85, thank you for the follow. Seems like my opponent's deck with perfect mana is getting punished for their greedy mana base. That's at least kind of what it looks like. So now they could actually have K command. So no, not Slaughter Games. I'm Mordigo. The Niv-Mizzet deck plays on Mordigo. Discard a card, destroy my Amulet. Sounds about right. So I'm gonna bin. I think I'm gonna the Ghost Squatter. Doesn't really do anything, and I'm gonna use this. Why would they do it on draw step? Actually, I don't even know. I'm just gonna trust for Pact of Negation here. I could have packed it for Asusa, but that doesn't really speed up the Titan. Like, my Titan turn is still the same, and by having already access to the Pact of Negation in hand, I can set up protection for the following turns. All right, so here comes a Niv. Pact for Baloth. Well, usually I think that the matchup depends on how many copies of Amor Ego they play. Like, we don't really care about the card Niv-Mizzet itself because Primetime is, like, so much better than Niv. But Amor Ego is kind of a pain. Yep. So probably we're gonna get Amor Ego here, which is pretty annoying. Like, usually with the card list, we don't really we can win through Amor Ego pretty easily. But against this version of the deck, which we are basically only relying on Primeval Titan, if they Ego our Titans, we're actually super low on win cons. Yep, there you go. And I can't pack this, so I have to let it go. So now I'm basically hoping that this Ballista somehow gets there, or Field of the Dead is my other out. Yeah, they play 1, but you just saw what happened, right? Like, they can go get it. Oh, nice, P1GNG. Well, happy birthday. Thanks for spending your birthday here hanging out in chat. I mean, my opponent didn't really need Astrolabe. I do know that. I mean, I am very aware that Astrolabe is, like, a big part of this deck, but, like, my opponent didn't need Astrolabe to do their nasty stuff here. Okay. Trying to draw into Field of the Dead. Okay, so we can transmute for Field. That's gonna be our win condition. I mean, we still need to draw some more lands, but get the beatdown going. They might name Azusa. No, I mean, my opponent knew that we have a prime time in hand also, so Yeah, so I assume that they like this matchup because of they have so many copies of Unmordigo becomes much worse for this version of the deck versus the Karn version of the deck. Like Karn, I have won multiple games with like Wormcoil Engine. Yeah, we gotta counter that guy. Opponent's down to 10, by the way. Virtual 8. Gemstone Mine going is fine. Just don't have another. Just don't have another Niv-Mizzet, I guess. Yeah, we still have double blue to transmute if we want to. That's not great though. Ugh, we draw one of the lands that we already have. Brutal. Helix. Okay. Play Azusa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Got him. Double the clock. Go. I mean, I'm not pacting for anything else, right? So I'd rather like I'm playing for my opponent to whiff for multiple turns, basically. Pay for Pact. Now what? I guess that kind of counts. So I kind of wish that my opponent doesn't draw one of the snakes. Snakes would be their best draw for them. Well, I guess that the other card would be the best draw. Call against command. Yeah, that's brutal. K Commander is brutal. Now they get back the Niv, and I'm actually very far behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, if I draw Bodo's Garrison, I'm actually not in that bad of a shape. Still haven't fixed the bug, I see. Okay, now I am, because they drew. Yep, okay, so now we can concede because now we have no more win cons, so. Alright, negates. Fry. Tracker, Excavator, Baloth, Queen. We're gonna shave one prime time, we're gonna shave one explosives, one pact. One amulet can come out. I think that we want Bog over Ghost Squatter. I'm probably over Carnigal as well. I can take out the Gracer and maybe one Steerings. Let's go. No, big monkey. You're very quick to analyze things without thinking things through. You need to slow down when you try to run to conclusions. Shao Kunai, thank you for the follow. I don't mean that like as an the main reason for Fry is Ursa, Ashiok, and that's the reason why Fry is coming in. And then it has the upside of answering Teferi, answering Jace, potentially the other card. Um, um, ah, Spell Queller. Thank you, thank you, brain. So it's not for blue white. In fact, blue white is one of the it's a side effect that it's good against blue white. The main reasons are Ashiok and Ursa. What would you do if you had no Field of the Dead? I don't understand the question. You mean in that match? Why is this Niv deck so popular? Because it's fun. Like I saw it and it's definitely fun. Whoa, hey man, Pants Life. Alright, how you went about acquiring? I can find them anywhere. I mean, same thing here. I only found them on Godbots. Godbots had 2 copies, right? Like randomly, and I just saw that, and I went and I just randomly bought them. I absolutely understand. I'm a super in person. Okay, yeah, Big Monkey. But it's and I'm just saying like as something that you can work on and try to improve on, especially when with a deck like Amulet. Like there's so many reasons to want to be doing stuff. If that's a way to put it, maybe. Um, I think I like this hand. I'm not sure, but I think I like it. Huh. Okay, so I'm going to scout here because if I stare into a bounce land, having turn 1 scout, it's kind of the nuts. Next turn, I'm going to be able to, like, I stare for a bounce land. If I find a bounce land, then I am going to have access to, like, another bounce land thanks to the Vesuva and Tracker. And we can start going off. When did throw get legal? 2 hours ago. Pneumatic Sinkhole is worse than Fry. Yes, because we don't really play. We don't really. We're not very good at filling up our graveyard, so Sinkhole is not very. We can't really cast Sinkhole very consistently, unfortunately. Just from a deck construction standpoint. Sick. That's exactly what I needed. Now we pass the turn. Imagine Ephemerate on Niv-Mizzet. Yeah, that would be kind of sick. So if my opponent wants to destroy my land, I think I don't care that much. So I'm just gonna activate a Scout and flash in the T-West here. Tracker. It's nice that we're playing Tracker and we're able to diversify our threats pretty well post board. Yeah, Tracker is just great here. This opponent has one of the snakes, which is fine. Not even a death touching snake yet. Oh, I should have activated Scout right there and guaranteed a second clue. That was pretty bad actually. Hope I don't get punished for that. It's card advantage o'clock over here. Now they can kill the tracker, but if they kill the tracker, they kind of die to my prime time. So, looking good. I'm very tempted to explosives on 1 next turn. Is that bad? Like, I'm super tempted. So we have only 3 different cards. I do want field. T-West already. No, because we don't have mana to crack. We don't have an amulet in play. What to bounce here is actually a little bit tricky. I think I'm gonna bounce the Vesuva. Not interested in trading here, obviously. The amount of value I'm getting from this tracker is kind of nuts. My opponent can Wrath here if they want. Like if this Quaddle attacks, obviously that's gonna mean that my opponent has a Wrath going on. But I can beat a Wrath, so I'm still fine. Yeah, we're doing pretty good in the clue department for sure. Fourth Astrolabe. Okay, I'm definitely gonna be using explosives on 1. I think. And just like completely obliterate my opponent's mana. Yeah, so much love. It is legal. Enrico, I mean, I thought could be very good in effect, but here provides the cascade effect on tutoring cards you need every turn. Yeah, it's been pretty good so far. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, the card has been really good. One more clue. Bounce T-West. Now my opponent is going to need to destroy my prime time, obviously, but at this point I've gotten so much value from it that I don't really care that much. I'm going to pay here and here, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we're still missing a blue source. Second blue source to transmute. I'm very interested in transmuting for Blue Pact, by the way. Curse some mana traders, subscription, so I can test them before I buy them. And trade this is downtime currently. I assume to. Yeah, that's also what I assume. Huh. Interesting play. Not sold on that play. So I think I can leave my opponent with their mana. I just fry the Quaddle. Swing for a bunch. Get a ton of zombies. Yeah, my opponent agrees that was the correct line. Midrange just told me the card will be available in 27. Yeah, I mean it's a problem of having a subscription, right? You want one Castle of Lockdown? No, I don't think so, G Panta. Besua bounce on the bounce it wasn't bouncing it just better. No, because I actually want the basic. I actually want to have access to the basic, and because it gives me mana and it gives me a different land card in order to start triggering in order to start triggering the field. So yep. I don't know. I mean, personally, I don't use any of those rental services because every time that you need cards, you need to wait for like 5 minutes and stuff like that. I mean, I just own all the cards and I just fire up MODO and I can be streaming like 30 seconds after that because I just have all the cards. This hand is not very good. This hand is better. And I think I bottom the Hornet Queen. How do you get a drain cards from MODO? I just bought them from a bot. I was lucky enough that GoatBots had exactly 2 copies of Once Upon a Time for sale, and I bought them. That's basically the story. It's not a great story. If we play more Once Upon a Time, Iron Fall Strix remain. No, because Steerings is better than Once Upon a Time, so. Alright, so, okay, so now we do have the Azusa. I actually think I'm going to go for the Field of the Dead instead of the Simic Growth Chamber. It's very close, though. It's very, very close. Alright, there we go. Rewarded. Rewarded. But yeah, but having access to one of my threats in the face of the Unmoored Ego deck seems pretty valuable. I know that I can trust bid for it, but I'd rather like trust bid for something else, I guess. Opponent's also getting their mana online. Oh, is my opponent also a streamer? That's cool. I don't think I've actually seen them stream ever. Do I want to expose this Field of the Dead? I kind of do. We got ramming up in the deck, so if my opponent wants to like spend their early turns like answering this, I'm probably fine with that. Perfy, his name? Alright, cool. Good to know. I'll check it out later. Opponent time into Syrinx is redonk. It was cool, but you saw that I bottomed the card that I didn't want to bottom in that Amulet, and it can be awkward. It can be awkward sometimes. Weird that this is one of the situations where actually my opponent should try to kill my Azusa. Usually after Azusa got her value, it's pretty relevant for her to like leave or not. But in the current situation, it's actually relevant for my opponent to kill this Azusa because it's what allows me to pull ahead. Ain't that interesting? Just crazy that you see the top 10 cards of your deck like that. Yep, I mean, it's certainly very powerful. Certainly very powerful. The only thing that I don't like is that the sequencing is forced, right? I need to opponent time and then steerings. Because like if both cards were 1 mana, basically, I would have definitely steerings first because I already know that I have the Azusa, and I don't know whether I'm going to find an amulet. And if I do find an amulet, then I'd rather use the Once Upon a Time to try to find the Primeval Titan. So, um, in that sense, it's kind of cool that I got to do both things in for 1 mana, basically. But on the other hand, in terms of the actual sequencing, it would have been significantly better for me to be able to sequence things in the other way. But there's like I just can't do that. That's just not how the card works, unfortunately. Yeah, you win a lot without amulets. My opponent crumbled to dusts. Sure, whatever. I don't think this card is very good against Amulet, honestly. Maybe you weren't supposed to cast that Once Upon a Time, right? But I mean, that the Once Upon a Time is what found me the bounce land, right? So, like, I need the info. Yeah, if they had hit the T West, I would have been in a lot of trouble. My opponent just chose the wrong card, which is something that happens when you're like not familiar with like the matchup or whatever. Um, 2, 3. So I have access to 5 mana total. What I could do is I could tracker and get a ton of value. I kind of want to get a Pact of Negation though. So we're going to start there. Because I don't want to die to like a Niv-Mizzet or something like that. I want to make sure that I have Niv covered. And I'm holding this because it's a bounce land, so if my opponent egos me next turn for prime time, I'm like, sure, whatever, and I just back for tracker and I play bounce land 3 times and I get a lot of value. So that's why I sequence my lands that way and I play 2 Gems of Mine even though it doesn't get me closer to activating Field of the Dead. Yeah. I had your famous on the internet. uh, am I? Oops. We'll let this go. My opponent probably gets a more ego. That's fine. We'll let the ego resolve. Ego is going to name Primeval Titan. And next turn, we're going to pact for Tireless Trucker. We're going to go to town. Nice. King Cantona, what did you go to see? And Once Upon a Time has been nuts. It's been really, really good. There go my 3 Primeval Titans. Opponent doesn't attack anymore. And the proper sequencing here is to play the land, copy Gruul Turf, put the trigger on the stack, and with the trigger on the stack, sack the clue to see if I can find another land. Scout. So I guess I'm just gonna bounce this again. Play Scout. Play this 3 times. It's my second land drop. This is my third one. I want to leave the lands in play. I'm just gonna try to hope that these clues get me there, kind of. But I think that I want to start putting lands in play so I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can't pack this turn. Like if my opponent has a Niv here, I kind of get got. So, all right, sweet. That means no Niv. Please make me discard. Please make me discard on 2 damage. Please make me discard on 2. Yes! Yes! Got him. Got him. How sweet was that? Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's pretty unlucky. Yeah, I don't know, man, pants. I guess I just got really, really lucky. Bring to light resolves. Niv-Mizzet does not resolve. Wow, they have a counter for this? Oh, they're just fetching for value. All right. Blue, colorless, and this. Fry. So we just hope that my opponent doesn't have another Niv. No, they just have another Nib. Alright, bad beats. Just knew all their Brinto-lights. Alright. So here we need to work through the MODO thing. So they have one of each. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna ask my opponent, what cards did you get off Niv? Helix, Ren, and Ashiok. What was there? Okay. Okay. So they have Ashiok. Alright. Why no attack? Because I don't want to cost me 2 gemstone mines. That's pretty much the reason. And I don't know if I'm gonna care about the Ashiok yet. Oh yeah, classic. Oh yeah, my opponent with the classic. With a classic worthless plus on Ashiok. They play a Soul Dust Time. Snow covered forest. That's just adding insult to injury, or however you say that. So I feel like answering Ren is very important. So we're gonna attack Ren, Ren, Ren. And then all of this will attack them. And I don't particularly care about the Ashiok. Oh, they have K Command. That's brutal. Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to be able to... My opponent's draws were just very, very good. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep up. And at this point, I don't think that frying the Niv-Mizzet is particularly relevant. Neither is frying the Ashiok. I want to give myself some time. If my opponent wants to plus the Ashiok again and make it even more vulnerable, I'm game. Okay, so they plus the Ren, get a Heath. Now, why would I fry Niv when I know that they have another one in hand? I want them to just like play the second Niv to draw cards and then sacrifice the first one. Just can't catch a break. We had so many good draws, and I just cannot catch a break, unfortunately. This is fine. I mean, the longer that my opponent does not play the second Niv, the better it is for me, right? So I'm okay with this. Handmaster is brutal. Yeah, my opponent's top of the deck has been way nicer than mine. Unfortunately for me. Like I had two different kind of basics and I drew the same name once. I've drawn like so many... I'm basically attacking there because I don't want the Handmaster to flip, basically. That's the main reason. And I might as well pact for ramming up right now. Hashtag value. So I'm holding up negate for something broken. No, Sakama is not good. I have played it multiple times. I think I'm gonna go with no blocks here. Flipped Handmaster. That's -1 insect. I have all these lands in play, and I still cannot get to the threshold of. Take 3. The Niv matchup is such a slugfest, it's crazy. So now I die to a Lightning Helix off the top. Opponent plays a second Niv. They draw a bunch of cards. Okay, there it is. We're dead here. We can't really win anymore. But I'm just I'm just fighting the good fight, you know. But we can't win anymore. We just whiff for way too long. Again, like if we had only a single card with different name, and we can start, you know, getting a bunch of value. That would have been something. I think that I played to my outs, and I think that my plays were correct. Now, it definitely wasn't enough, though, unfortunately for me. Bad beats. Yeah, Chameleon Colossus would have been kind of nutty there. Let's check on Gold Boats real quick, see if they have the third. Nope, no Once Upon a Time. Alright, so I guess we're gonna have to run it back. I don't think I want to make any changes. I like this setup. Again, I wish I had one more of this. But for now, it is what we got. So we're gonna go at it again. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We got over 100 viewers right now. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit that follow button. You can get notified whenever I go live. Where's 80% winner? Oh, this is not the 80% win rate. This is not the 80% win rate list. The Karn Amulet list still remains with its unblemished 80% win rate. But this is no 80% win rate amulet. Don't get confused. But yeah, if you would like to if you like what you see, make sure you hit that follow button. If you would like to support the stream, you can subscribe. It is still September, so you get 50% off. You get 60% off of subscriptions. You also get access to these 3 sweet emotes. Well, not what? Why One of my emotes disappeared. Anyway, okay, so these emotes and the Amulet emotes. If you would like to join my Discord, you can do so with the first link over there. And that's where you can find the cyber guide that I wrote for Amulet and I keep updated um, consistently. If you would like to check out my YouTube channel, you can do so with that link. If you would like to follow me on Twitter, you can do so with that at handle. And Crazy Ship, thank you so much for this subscription. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold, my friend. Sharing that Twitch farm love. Oh, nice, Feather Venom. Well, welcome to the stream. Glad that you're able to catch it live. And yeah, if you would like to donate to the stream, you could do so with that link that will hopefully show up there. And with any donation of $15 or more, I will play any leagues list of your choosing through the stream. And also, I am a TCG Player affiliate, so if you want to buy cards from TCG Player, you can do so using that link that's going to show up in shortly, and that will give you that will be supporting the stream for no cost whatsoever to you. And by the way, I let an Amulet go, but this hand is really craving a bounce land. It's not so excited about an Amulet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna risk it. Like, it's way more likely than I draw any other land, and my opponent went with Overgrown Tomb, so they're likely to have some kind of removal. So I feel like I want to play around some removal from them. Now the question is, do I transmute for Thoughtseize? Bye bye Prime Time. I like that this hand is pretty robust against Thoughtseize. Do I want to use next turn to play Azusa and make 2 land drops, or do I want to use next turn to transmute for another bounce land? That is the question. Another day of Tulare West Control. That's exactly where we're running here. Any links to the Kainar Amulet? Yes. Check out literally any single video from the past, like 3 or 4 weeks, and you will find my Karn list right there in the YouTube description. Wow, the MTG bot is really laggy today. It's been pretty laggy yesterday as well. All right, there goes the Summoner Pact. There we go. Do you feel like if we approach the correct way to go is without Karn? I mean, I think that you can't really, or at least it's going to be really hard to play Once Upon a Time and Karn in the same list. So I feel like if you want to go with one, you can't really go with the other one. Might be wrong about that though. But I mean, especially in the Karn list, like it's so much better to be playing. It's so much better to be playing Steerings than to be playing Once Upon a Time. Okay. You see, Scar not so good right now. I can't really transmute, so I think I'm just gonna get a Gruul Turf. Oh. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, so I'm gonna transmute for Field of the Dead. Because I can transmute for a prime time, right? Because the Liliana is gonna get it from me. So if we transmute for Field of the Dead instead, we get a zombie, and now both lands and spells are great draws for us. I know. Well, I think I was really, really lucky that I found those 2 that I did, because a lot of people have been telling me that they are really struggling to find them. How do people have ELD cards online? The packs aren't in the store for me. Because I got them from a bot. Yeah, it was Goatbots 3. Explosives would be an amazing draw. Bounce land. That's so much better than a bounce land. That is so much better than a bounce land. It's not even funny. 6. Okay, so we can even haste here. Do we want to haste? I actually don't want to haste. I kind of regret it. Now I kind of want to haste. Because I'm not going to be able to transmute because of the Lily. I think I'm just going to go Vesua plus Bounce Land and just go nuts on my opponents. One, two, and again I'm playing around Lily plus 3. Can you beat my board, OP? Opponent cycles desperate nurturing peatland. I was gonna say desperate peatland. Ask for humble top deck. Top deck the nuts. Yep. Kind of like haste there. If we haste there, then we are actually putting ourselves kind of dead to an Assassin's Trophy. Now we're forcing my opponent to have exactly Maelstrom Pulse, and if they Maelstrom Pulse my Titan, then we kill them with zombies, and if they Maelstrom Pulse my zombies, then we kill them with Primetime, right? So my opponent is between a rock and a hard place. Draw step K command? Oh no. Sure. You got me, brother. You got me, brother. This is lethal like 100 million different ways, right? Yep. Yes, this is. Yes, 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 it is. This is lethal many, many, many ways. The classic play offense and defense at the same time. A classic. If I were you, I would have attack with just zombies to be end them. But then I give my opponent another turn to, if they have exactly fatal push in hand, they can push one of my zombies and they get one more turn. I don't think they're winning anyway, but just this definitely closes the door. All right, we want this guy, we want this guy, we want this guy, and we want this guy. We want this guy and this guy. Don't want Ballista. Want a couple of upgrades, but not that much. Cavern out. Scout Arenos out. And I guess we can take out one Summoner's Effect. But I really don't want any scouts in my deck on the draw against Jund, because it just dies to my opponent playing a turn 2 Ren. So can't keep this. Get a mulligan. Can't keep this. Gonna keep. What do you think about the list you talk on the Discord with Yawgmoth? Are you talking about this? Uh, where is it? Why is it not here? Oh, there we go. This. I played it through one league, I 3-2'd, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Are you sure John shouldn't side out Rens versus Amulet? I mean, I can't afford it, right? Like, it only takes one Ren for me to like lose on tempo and on board state immediately. It's just too much. Yeah, it is. This is a terrible draw. So now if my opponent has like I can't play around Fulminator, and if my opponent does have the Fulminator, I basically lose the game on the spot. But I can't play around it because of the way that my draw has shaped up. So my opponent goes turn 3 Fulminator. I think I will just concede. Eh, there we go. That's not a Fulminator. Alpine Moon. All right. If you're playing John and you're playing against Amulet, don't bring this card in. I really, really, really encourage you to not bring this card in. Your win percentage will be significantly higher. Like the Ren is so much better than that card. Reaper Quebec with that tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold, my friend. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for the support. Why? I mean, look at my opponent spent one card. They spent one card and they achieve basically nothing because I was able to still cast my spell, and they basically got me behind by one land drop at the cost of a card, which could have been like a Ren or it could have been something else. So the payoff is just not there. The payoff is just not there. That kind of sucks. I really would have liked to draw that Azusa. I think we have to take the Brutal Turf there, though. Play Tolaria, and we can Trispute next turn. I think it's fine. I disagree. I think it's really bad. Like, my opponent could have played a Ren, which would have they can start drawing cards with neutral peatland. Like, I guess it depends on what they took out for this card. But I think that John has so much better cards than this. Now here's a question though. Yep, I think I'm going to use this turn to transmute. Summon Respect. Pass a turn. Gonna take 4 again. Another Goif. Okay, so we're certainly going to go for haste here. 100%. Borders Garrison, Slayer Stronghold. Move to combat. Attack. I guess my opponent can dismember this prime time. It's probably fine. I think I just bog myself though. Bog myself plus Colony Garden. Seems insane. We play around Fulminator. Yeah, we basically play around everything. One two Goif. From 5/6 to 1/2. The story of Tarmogoyf. Yeah, SCG does count, but the field is in my hand, so I'm not going to be able to get this going until next turn. And at that point, I'm going to play this for my lands for turn. And then we're going to get two different named lands with Primetime. So, but if they name Semi-Growth Chamber with Alpine Moon, then there's no bounce trigger and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I think the card is really, really bad against Amulet. I have beaten it way, way more times than I've lost to it. I can only remember exactly one time where Alpine Moon was actually good against me. Exactly one time, and no more. I'm gonna keep this hand. So basically, this John again. This basically needs to find an Azusa. It's not Azusa. So I guess I'm gonna find the Primeval Titan. Oh! Are you telling me that you have no discard spells in your deck, opponent? Oh, you're so dead. You're so dead, it's not even funny. Yeah, I don't think that two counters are worth putting Ballista in play, so I'm not gonna do anything. This card is legal in this format. Yep, for a second there, I forgot for a second there. It happens sometimes. um, I think I'm gonna use this turn to transmute, and we also get to reset our gemstone line because we find another Gruul Turf, which is kind of value. And I'm going to transmute for Summoner's Pact here because next turn we can Azusa and do stuff if we need to. I guess next turn we can also Explosives for 0 to blow up the token or to kill my opponent's board depending on what they do. I'm not particularly worried about my opponent's germ. So my opponent needs to be on like Naya good stuff kind of thing. Sophie. Poggers. Alright, so we're going to play this land. Return this land to hand. Play Azusa. Not using the gemstone mine because my opponent can like answer the Azusa somehow. They could like path my Azusa, I guess. And they don't. Alright, sweet. So now I have primetime mana. And this game becomes very, very, very easy now. Garrison, Stronghold. And I'm going for haste here because if my opponent path my primetime, I don't really care. I have another one already set up. And I'm kind of good to go. So if they want to path my primetime, I'm okay with that. There we go. Alright, that's fine. Snow-covered land. I'm gonna bounce the MODO Garrison, I think. So I'm gonna block whatever they suit the Sophie with, which is probably gonna be the Stoneforge Mystic. That's That's a really, really, really big mistake. That makes no sense at all. That was a pretty bad play, honestly. So we have one gemstone mine still in the deck, so we can play field. We cast Titan. We get. That's the fourth. Yeah, we can actually trigger field. Yeah, I'm gonna get gemstone mine and Vesuva. So that's two types. Then I'm gonna play explosives and I'm gonna trigger the untaps before the zombie triggers, so that way I can play out the explosives and I don't need to trade with this germ. We're gonna copy Ravine. Yeah, so the sequencing here is a little bit weird, but it's gonna work out well for us. White, red, haste. Move to combat, attack, get a trigger. We're gonna get Toleria West plus Simic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, Toleria West plus Simic. We're gonna get the zombie there, the zombie triggers at the very end. Then we're gonna get these triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pause this. Untap, crack explosives, kill the germ, get to zombies, attack for 8. Yeah, Path and Associate would have been better. It kind of seems like my opponent is not very familiar with Amulet, so they didn't realize that they could have stopped the Titan from coming down. So I guess that they just wanted to like make sure they answer the Titan, which I'm not sure was a great play. I just can't ever lose now. They can like bounce the skull and get a free get been played again because of the Stone Fortress, but Avalanche 5-4. Thank you for the follow. That's probably fine. So this forces the action on my opponent's side because I'm gonna get to transmute and they will need to. I guess I could go for Pact of Negation, but I think I'm gonna transmute for Summoner's Pact anyway. Like, what is my opponent gonna do? What can they even do? They can't do anything. Are you going to update this league? Yes, I am, Christian. I upload every single league that I play gets uploaded to YouTube. Literally all of them. Have another Battle Skull. Have a Sword of Light and Shadow. Okay. Whatever. Whatevs. So I just play a Ballista. And, yeah, my opponent can't ever win. Alright, sweet. Abrade seems good. Fry I'm not really sold on. Path of Nation seems bad. Sage seems okay. Tracker seems okay. Baloth I'm not sure about, but we will see. Explosive seems great. Ballista not so much. I guess I need more information to know whether I want Bujuki Bog, because otherwise I would rather have Cavernous Souls. I like Fry because they probably have Knight. I mean, I guess that's a fair assumption, so I guess I would like to have access to Bujuki Bog just as a hedge. But I don't think I like Fry against Knight. I think that we can very easily deal with Knight thanks to the Bujuki Bog. Like in Knight versus Primetime battles, usually the Primetime is the one that comes on top, especially with 3 explosives. Could see shaving an Amulet, and probably shaving one land. They did show me a Raging Ravine, so I kind of don't want to cut the Ghost Quarter. You mean this? Playing 3? I mean, there's a reason for that, right? Like, there's no matchup where I never want to see Amulet, so I very rarely cut all 4. That used to be the case when we were playing against Blue-White before Jace and Teferi became a thing. And it used to be the case before, like, Assassin's Trophy and those cards were a thing. But that is not a thing anymore. There's no matchup where I want that to happen. But in an attrition matchup, excuse me. In an attrition matchup, you want to see exactly 1 Amulet or 0. So I think cutting 1 Amulet is just fine. Same thing with steerings. Like, you don't want to, if you're playing against an attrition kind of deck, you'd rather have the actual land instead of the ancient steerings, which gets you a land, if you know what I'm saying. Especially when you are already not so excited to find Amulet in the first place. So that is the explanation why I do shaving sometimes. That's actually not terrible because it allows me to play Asusa without exposing myself to Fulminator or Damping Sphere, which I am very excited about, or Knight of the Reliquary. Whoever called Knight of the Reliquary, nice. Poggers. Poggers. We have a Titan already. We might be in the business for a second one, though. The Canidab is a sick emote. So my opponent has Knight, so I definitely don't want to be playing in a second land drop here. I think I kind of want Trinket, actually. Because Trinket is going to give me... Trinket is going to give me access to an Amulet if I need to, or most likely an Explosives to blow up this Knight. So... seems good. I wonder if my opponent's playing Collected Company in their equipment Batterskull deck. Just do nothing? Okay, so that answers the question, right? That effectively answers the question of whether my opponent is playing Collected Company or not. Oh no, the draw step destroyed my Teleria West. Brutal. Okay. Now what? Another Ghost Quarter? Oh, Field of Ruin. How can I ever beat this? If only I didn't have a bunch of basics in my deck. Can you please get the good Trinket Mage? That's what I have here. OG art. I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, OG art is always the correct art. I don't understand what you're saying. Coco into Ramina versus that would be nasty. I give you that. Yep, there's more basics. Just don't have any more now, okay? We're good. We got enough basics now. Explosives on 1. Okay. Sounds good. So we're gonna do this so we get guaranteed value from Asusa. We can't get Trinket, but that's fine. Because we're gonna Titan them next turn. It honestly feels like my opponent is not very experienced in the matchup. So they're making some plays that are suboptimal, to call them somehow. They can blow up my amulet if they want to. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can still get guaranteed value from the amulet. I can force my opponent to do that actually, which I am pretty interested in doing actually. So let's do that. Yes. Amulet. Play forest. Play amulet. Play land. Any effects? No effects. Sounds good. Summon respect. Primeval Titan. Do they have Unified Will? That would be insane. Unified Will here will be kind of brutal, actually. Oh. Yeah, that's... I'm very okay with that. Yes. So we're gonna get Bojuki Bog, and we're gonna get Tolaria West, I think. Yeah. Now your knights are 2/2s. Go. Opponent concedes. Yep. Sounds about right. Bojuki Bog too strong. Whoever said that Bog was a good card. Good job. Good job in chat for whoever called Knight of the Reliquary in my opponent's deck. How's Once Upon a Time doing so far? Pretty good. I do think that this one is a mulligan, though. No, for science. Yeah, so if this were a Titan, I would very, very strongly consider keeping. But the fact that we're missing like a bounce land and a Titan as well makes me want to mulligan this. But yeah, exactly. If I had either of those, I would keep this. But the fact that I'm missing a Titan, I'm going to mulligan. Just look at that. Tight place. Yeah, turn 1 hit for steerings, but we're still missing something. That's my point, and that's a problem with that hand, and that's why I mulligan. We're playing against Jund again? Come on, people, still playing Jund. Spiffy MTG? Thank you for the follow. Ugh, this is gonna really suck. It's gonna really, really suck when my opponent plays a red and 6 here. But I cannot do that. Hey, my opponent's playing Bad Jund. Sweet. Hey yo. What the hell? OP, what are you doing over there? Are they playing Devoted Druid with Thoughtseizes? Oh, they're playing Stoneforge Mystic. This is good. Alright, you got a Stoneforge Mystic. Oh yeah, so now we know. Now we know what my opponent is up to, because there's no other way that they get Viridian Longbow. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna copy the Evergreen Tomb there. Explosives? Brutal. I won't, but thank you for the follow. So we only get access to 5 mana here, which is fine. Opponent use their entire mana, use their entire turn to equip Viridian Longbow. Alright, looking good here. You want to deal 1 damage to this one, OP? You can deal 1 damage to you can deal 1 damage here for sure if you want to. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna do double Tolaria here. The rare double Tolaria. But like we have a bunch of bounce lands already. Field of the Dead is not gonna live anytime soon, and we don't really need it to beat what my opponent's doing. So I just want to make sure that I have an extra Titan and I have explosives for next turn. Those are the 2 things that I care about right now. So I pay for Pact, transmute. Pay for Pact. 1, 2, 3 to transmute. And then I'm gonna be 1 mana short, which kind of sucks, but there's no way for me to prevent that from happening, so there we go. Oh, I guess yes, I can fetch an untap land with Primetime. Never mind, we're good. 5 mana to hardcast a Battle Skull. Is that what's going to happen here? Oh no, Finale of Devastation. Okay. Probably the Tension Sphere guy. Oh, Devoted Druid. Okay. Alright, so. Pay for Pact. Yes. Souza. That doesn't do it. So Transmute for Pact of Negation is the play here. Radiant Fountain and Borders Garrison, sorry, and Field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I guess Field doesn't trigger yet. I can make it trigger if I like go squad on my own. No, I can't. Never mind. Never mind. Ignore that. We're certainly gonna need Harrison, Bodos Harrison, and I think Rule Turf. Now we're still at 20. We either get comboed or we don't. So I might as well get the Azusa into play. Opponent doesn't even block plus keep protection. Bad beats. The good thing is they don't have any cycling lands, so they can't. Well, I guess at the longbow, so I need to basically stop the combo if it gets to that. So my opponent would need to have the the other combo piece in hand, and also draw another copy of the combo piece. That's the only way that I lose this game. Why don't I get the double strike land? Because why? Like next turn, I'm gonna pay for Pact and I'm gonna swing for a bunch, and at that point, I'm gonna get explosives on 2. I could try to do that, but the way that double strike works with protection, so my opponent can give protection to the guy, and then they can basically they soak up the damage twice. So I would be swinging for 4-8, and my opponent can put 2 bodies in front of the Titan in order to survive. So one of braids. I don't think I want this guy. Certainly want Sage. Do want Bog. Do want Explosives. Gracer can come out. One Pact can come out. Ghost Squatter can certainly come out. Cavern of Soul. I guess Colony Garden is worse than Cavern of Souls. Well, I guess they do have kind of a beat down plan, so I guess. Man, that one is actually hard. I think I'm. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. I rarely die to like their Stoneforge Mystic plan, but I don't know. I'd rather hedge a little bit. I still don't think I want Fried. Ralph Mundo, thank you for the follow. Yeah, they basically block twice Reduc. I kind of don't want to shave steerings because it finds me explosives. Trinket Mage does seem a little bit too slow, unfortunately. Okay, we're gonna shave the Pact of Negation. We're gonna try to answer their board. What's up, Seikoth? How you doing? Snap keeping this hand. This is a turn 3 unless we draw Nasusa. And it's looking that my opponent has their turn 3, so we are going to probably die by being on the draw. Wait, what? Really? Before Thoughtseize and we cry. My opponent has no black mana even. How funny is that? Yeah, so okay, so EOT Damage Recall makes a lot of sense. There's Mr. Druid. Well, we could have sequenced our lands in a different way in order to make it a turn 2, but I mean, now my opponent is. They certainly have an answer to the prime time here, so we're not going to go for it, obviously. We're just going to play our prime time, get our value, and be pretty happy about that. Set up another Titan for next turn. Actually, we're just gonna pass here. My opponent did show me Thoughtseize in game 1, so there's no reason for me to expose myself to Thoughtseize. Now is it the first time that my opponent is gonna have black mana thanks to this Birds of Paradise. And I can very easily play around my opponent's Thoughtseize by simply not transmuting this turn and next turn playing my land and transmuting then. So I think it's very much correct to not transmute there. Oh, well then. Path to Exile Magus of the Moon combo deck. Got me. I'm not gonna lie. They got me. So, I mean, my opponent still needs to kill me here, right? So, I'm gonna take 3 here. I'm gonna wait until my opponent has, like, um, actual, like, equipment and stuff, which they did show me. Also, they just totally mess their own mana up. That's hilarious. You know what? We're gonna do this end of turn. So 1. Oh no, never mind. We can actually cast a Titan if we find it. 1, 2, 1. Yeah, so we can actually, because of. Oh no, never mind. Because now all my land CTB untapped. So I'm just gonna pass the turn and I'm gonna Once Upon a Time on my opponent's end step. No, we didn't see a red land, and my opponent doesn't have any red lands either. Whoa. Wow, they're going kind of hard on the red splash, honestly. $14. Gadok Teague. That one's actually not bad for them at all. There we go. Ballista. Can't cast this one because of the Teague. So even if they do find infinite mana, they don't have they don't have a win con, and even if they do find a finale, the Gadok Tig is actually stopping their own finale from doing anything. So that's a nice little nombo there. Nice little nombo. And we're gonna start swinging for 6 while my opponent swings for 3. Seems like an exchange I'm okay with. They could block if they wanted to, but their only dudes with power are the ones that I don't mind trading with. Like, as soon as we trade with this Magus of the Moon, the game is over anyway, right? So this is the only card that's holding my opponent alive right now. That's another prime time. All right. 6, yeah. Get 2 lands at random, Field of the Dead, and Sun Home. Feather Rusher, thank you for the follow. 6, yeah. OP takes 6. Packed, yeah. Any other outs outside of Ballista? Ballista, Abrade. My opponent just dying. 2 random Primeval Titan beats. Those are my outs. They have to start chomping next turn. So thin the deck to find Ballista Braid. Thinning the deck is a negligible difference. I mean, I'm playing the prime time because it's a freaking it's a freaking 6/6, and my opponent cannot beat a 6/6. So that's why I'm playing the prime time. But like the thinning is marginal. Like you should never, unless it's like one of your late like one of your last couple of turns or something like that, or you're dead the next turn. In that case, it is probably correct. But since like I expect this game to happen to keep going for at least a couple more turns. Attack with both. There we go. But yeah, I mean, at this point, honestly, we're kind of like we're thinning at a velocity that it might actually be relevant. Like we're thinning 5 cards a turn thanks to the double prime time. So yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. So if it's something like packed on your upkeep, so you don't draw the card that you're trying to draw or something like that, then I think that like the difference between 1 and 2 cards is pretty negligible. But the fact that we're basically shaving 5 cards from our deck every turn, they are that's actually some solid odds basically. Yeah, I guess my opponent just could not beat Colossal Dreadmaw. And it's funny that it's possible that they have one of the finales in hand, but they can't cast it because of the Teague. But if they do play the Teague, then I play an Explosives on 2 and blow up their board. So like the Teague can't live and it can't die either because otherwise my opponent dies. I think my opponent just didn't block and they just died to random 6/6 Templars. All right. Get a tea from a time when backbreaking effects was actually symmetrical. I know. When look at that, like perfection. The isn't like that the person that we lost to. Yeah, the one that was playing 5-color Niv. They actually 5-0. That's cool. So the deck is broken. It's been pretty good. We're at least cashing both leagues that we played so far. To be fair, I've been cashing most leagues with Karn Amulet anyway, so it's. I would certainly be playing one more once upon a time if I could. Snap Mole here. Snap Keep. I think I'm bottoming the second once upon a time, right? Hmm. This is super interesting, actually. I have no information about what my opponent is on. I just know that they didn't mulligan. I think I'm gonna bottom the Scout here. Super interesting though. Oops. Should have casted once upon a time. Why? Just for value? Just for value? Like, I don't know what I'm looking for, right? I'd rather draw my card and have more information. For force? I know that my opponent's on Ursa, right? So I don't need to do that. If my opponent had gone like turn 1, just blue source, that's it. I might have, but I guess this is a Titan. Oh. Are we playing against Niv again? We might be playing against Niv again. I remember saying that once upon a time, then I see the scout beating bottom. Well, I mean, but because I have an Azusa already, right? So. And now that I have steerings and once upon a time, I think I am just very, very likely to find the bounce land, so. Punished. And I'm leaving the tapped card in hand. So we have multiple ways to get to prime time next turn. Seems like my opponent is playing. I don't even know why. Scapeshift? Some cryptic command deck? I have no idea what my opponent could be doing right now. AVG Joe, I think so. I'm honestly not sure how people are getting the cards. It has to be some kind of Scapeshift list. We're probably gonna get remanded. One. And we don't have enough mana to replay Titan if remanded. So that really sucks, but we can't really do anything about it, right? We're gonna be exactly 1 mana short, which is pretty brutal. I guess I'm gonna die to Cryptic Command if my opponent has it, but I guess it's okay if they do. I have to go for it. Okay, so there's a remand. And if they have Cryptic, I die. But if they don't, even if they answer the Yasusa, I should kill them next turn. The fairy doesn't do anything. They also, I think they also bounced the wrong thing. Remand this one now. Okay. I guess they can kill me now with Scapeshift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They need one more land and Scapeshift. Maybe they can Wrath at instant speed. That'd be cool. Another Teferi, sounds good. Yeah, I'm at 22. That's why I said that they would need one more, like 2 more lands and escape shift. What did they bounce on? Nothing. Oh, they bounced the Astrolabe. Okay, so they are looking for another Freeman. So we're gonna start here. If they kill the Asusa, that means that I'm free to go with this prime time. And if they don't kill the Asusa, that means that I actually get to double cast prime time this turn, which is pretty insane. Let's just double Amulet for you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for it. I don't want to play into Force of Negation or something like that on my Summoner's Pact. And if I give my opponent one more turn, they might actually find Escape Shift. Go to combat. I guess I should have played the Gemstone Mine there. Never mind. I can't. Like, Pact of Negation doesn't do anything, so. Search for tomorrow at instant speed. My opponent's just showing off. Oh, they have a path? Brutal. Wow. Alright, got me. I didn't know that TitanShift was playing Path to Exile. That is very surprising to me. That Snow Shift is playing Path to Exile. And Astrolabes. I don't think I have seen Astrolabes before. Come on, Scout, get in there. I guess I can clear the Teferi this turn if I want to. Seems worth it. I have a like infinite mana anyway, and I have all the colors of mana that I need. Seems worth it to guarantee clearing the Teferi. It's kind of a neat play. Nice little play. Should start watching the stream. How's Once Upon a Time? It's been very good. It's been very, very good. I've been happy with it. I've been very happy with it. Supreme Verdict. Get in there, Azusa. It's like the battle of the Agonic decks. My opponent has 5 actually. No, yeah, 4. 4 Bring to Lights and 2 Escape Shifts which win the game on the spot. And I have 3 Summoners Pact, 2 Tolaria West, and 3 Primeval Titans that win the game on the spot. It's just like a matter of who gets there first. no need to continue gaining life. At this point, I am, like, my opponent has way more lands that they need to kill me with Scapeshift, so... Snapcaster Mage. Growth Spiral? Okay. Am I dead yet? Seems like I'm dead. Okay, there we go. There's Escape Shift. And they need to deal me 24. And yes, my opponent is so lucky. They only drew two of their mountains. Whenever I play Escape Shift, I feel like I draw all the freaking mountains. And I Escape Shift with like 3 mountains left in my deck or something stupid. Alright, that's enough mountains. Negates, Fry, Tracker, Bojuki Bog over Colony Garden. Ballista seems terrible, Explosive seems not great. And I think I kind of like Scout actually in this matchup. Gracer can go. Yeah, I actually streamed it not long ago. So I'm familiar with how it looks. I don't. I think in fact I actually played. I think I actually played Paths the other day. So maybe I should have played around that. Yeah, I could have played around that actually very easily. I kinda just got myself basically. All right, let's go. Dig. I dig it. I mean, you don't need to wait for it. I think it's been very good for me so far, so I like it. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to go for this right now because it allows me to next turn play Azusa and potentially hold up negate. My opponent's shocked though. Not so excited to do that anymore. Especially when my opponent's gonna have access to 4 mana now. So not just randomly jamming Azusa into a remand and then my opponent taps, plays the fairy, and I'm actually behind. Yeah, that cyber guide is super outdated, but it's still public, so if anybody wants to check it out, feel free to do so. Play Amulet. And I'm doing this because if my opponent wants to remand this, I'm fine with that. So I tapped with the Gruul Turf instead of tapping with the one of these lands. Force of Negation. Nope. Play land. I think I'm gonna play Azusa first. And then I'm going to try to play Titan. Because this allows me, this puts me farther ahead on board. I'm probably going to remand this, or I guess, you know, this deck doesn't play Cryptic anymore. Yeah, so it's just going to be a remand. That's fine, though. The only problem now will be Snapcaster. Snapcaster would kind of suck, honestly. Oh, are they going to go for Crumble to Dust on my Gruul Turf? Crumble to Dust on Gruul Turf is insane here. Wow. Nice job, opponent. Bounce land? Never punished. Not a fan of that one, but the previous one was pretty good. Wow, brutal. That whiff there, if I had found a bounce land, I can actually Titan my opponent right now, but no luck. Opponent stuck on 6. That's actually not a bad one, because it means that Snapcaster is not an out. I mean, I still feel like I got a jam here, even if it costs me the gemstone mine, which really sucks. Like, I wish I didn't have to do this. Yeah, this remand is just brutal because of the gemstone. Yep. We never saw a Tolaria. We never saw Cavern. Any land off the top? Yep. Frustrating. Now we die. Yep. Yeah, okay. That was pretty unfortunate. That wave on the steerings was pretty bad. Why do you tease me, deck? Why do you tease me? Why do you tease me? Ugh. Andy Peters is such a dreamboat. He has so many trophies. Nice. That matchup was kind of brutal. I guess I could have Thornside, thank you for the follow. I guess I could have played around Crumble to Dust. If I just play out the Gruul Turf instead of holding it in hand. I don't see any here, Donkey Kong. Yeah, it's because the leagues just reset. Like, they reset today, so I also had 12 trophies and I have 0. Gotta start grinding my way back up again. Playing against my friend Andrea again. That's funny. I was once upon a time being very good so far. I've been quite happy with it. And I definitely want to try at least 3. Tron? Wow, no amulets, huh? No amulets. Too sleepy for playing amulet correctly, they say. He says. Alright. So there's Tron. We still don't know whether they are the Eldrazi or just mono green. Andrea says hi. Alright, so we're gonna play Azusa, and I think I'm gonna play Simic Growth and replay the Forest. This allows me to play the most amount of ETB tap lands. Karn, the Great Creator. Hey, what's your last round opponent? John Sang was just talking about your deck in our group chat before we. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, you got me real good there, Andy. You got me real good. That's for sure. Deck was not particularly kind, unfortunately. Okay, so now we know that my opponent is on green Tron. Amulet. That beats. So we're gonna attack the car, and that part is easy. That way they can't lattice us. GQ would have been nice too. So I think we just play everything out here. So we just play this, bounce here, play this, and play this, name Giant. So now next turn they can't stop my Titan. If they have a second Karn, they actually win though. Okay. There goes my Simic Growth Chamber. Nice, Andy. That's cool. Remand is a very underplayed card. They have a second. Yeah, they kind of punted. Should have minus for lattice with the first Karn, then plus with the second. All right, it didn't matter what we did because we got. All right, so negate. Raminav Sage. Force. Side this guy's out. Yeah, but in that turn. Minus first Karn, get lattice, then second Karn comes down and locks me out with 6 loyalty. Not that it matters. All right. Colony Garden can go. Yeah, let's do this. Played Amulet made GSX9 and lost to Tron in the worst ways. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. When you lose to Tron, it feels really, really bad. But I I still think that the matchup is likely favorite for Amulet. The thing is that they don't need many things to go right for them. They just need things to go bad for us, which is worse. This hand is, if this were a basic forest, I would snap keep this, but unfortunately, we need to do better on 6. This hand needs help. I'm gonna keep it, but this hand can backfire really badly. I think I'm gonna ditch the Azusa. You got a one at one time, sweet, flip 1. That's cool. Sometimes you just don't have decision points against Tron anyway. Yeah, sometimes it's just like, well, if they have it, they have it, and whatever. Wow. Okay, that was so brutal. Yikes. 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 That is so brutal. We didn't even find the Titan in order to like give ourselves a shot. This is going downhill. This is going downhill really, really fast. This is really bad. And if my opponent has a natural Tron, there's literally nothing that I can do about it, so... Yeah, this hand was just a complete mess. That whiff on Once Upon a Time was brutal. There was no other land in the top, like, 14 cards of our deck. Yikes. Big yikes. Yeah, I just whiffed on Once Upon a Time. Is there any way we can get creative here? What if I packed for Raminap? I go squatter my cavern. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I just die on my upkeep. I can't work around it. Yeah, there's no way around it for me, unfortunately. So I need to give. I'm gonna give myself one more turn by go squattering. Like, I guess their power plant. So I need to draw another land next turn. I need to draw another land next turn. Oh, thank you, Danielle. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Karn, the Great Creator. This is so brutal. This really is so brutal. This really is so brutal. We're just drawing literally all of our colorless lands. Alright, I'm kind of at the mercy of what my opponent does here. Okay. Classic, classic. Okay, that's enough for me. That one really stings. That one really stings. But it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. 2020200202 classic. Let's go back to there. Certainly, I would like one more copy of this card. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try to get them for tomorrow's stream for sure. Because the card looked pretty good. It looked pretty good. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how it works out in this week and the next one. Obviously, we're still very early in the testing process. The card has been solid, but we just saw the downside, right? We kept a hand, basically hoping that this card was going to get us there, and it didn't, and we ended up losing a game that we were very likely to win otherwise. So basically, it got us into thinking that our hand was a keep when it ended up. Like, if I had known that this card was not going to find me a land, then I would have snapped mulligan that hand, right? So it is. It has its downsides. It has its downsides for sure. Just think how much better it would be if scouts were elvish reclaimers. For real, Kenpachi. For real. For real. Kenpachi is referring to the list that I streamed yesterday, where I played elvish reclaimer with Primeval Titan and 34 lands, because we're playing the Flagstones combo with Temple Garden. This list has been a blast. I will certainly revisit this for sure. It was too much fun not to continue messing around with. But going back to what we were talking about today, I will certainly be playing a third copy. Not sure whether 4 is the number. They were a little bit clunky sometimes. They were busted sometimes, and they were not so good, like we just saw in the last game. So it's definitely good to finish, on a low note, in order to compare it to high notes, I guess. Damn it! They had Once Upon a Time for a second, now they're gone. It's 5:13. I don't think I'm gonna be able to play one more league. I kind of wanna though. All right, so